Toyota has launched the all-new 2023 Prius Prime or plug-in hybrid over there in Japan. Today we have final details and I'm going to do my best to see how it converts to our market here in North America. Let's get into it. If you're wondering where I'm at, I'm in my hotel room waiting to drive the Lexus RZ450e, the first battery electric vehicle for Lexus here in North America. It's actually pouring outside and it's supposed to be pouring all day in San Diego. So that will make for a very interesting experience driving that vehicle in the wet conditions. But let's go on over to Japan to talk about the all-new Prius plug-in hybrid. And I will be driving this vehicle in just a few weeks. So make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned, because I will give you guys the official USA details. But since we have the Japanese official details here, we can do a lot of conversions to get really close to what we will see here. Okay, so the official launch for Japan is March 15th, and they only have one grade for this Prius Prime over there. We will have 3 grades. And yes, I've updated the spreadsheet to go over all the details, but keep in mind, we'll have an SE, XSE, and XSE Premium. These were my estimated prices a while ago, and I have updated it because it could be a little bit more fortuitous for us here in North America, fingers crossed. They have official miles per gallon and EV estimated range here. Now they also have 75% more EV range, they're saying, compared to the old model, which is hard to believe, but it is possible. So let's go on over to the spreadsheet and let's put it into real world terms, at least when it comes to the EPA cycle here in America. So we have to start with the hybrid vehicle because we have the official details in North America as well. And when we look at the 19-inch wheels on it, over in Japan, it gets 28.6 kilometers per liter, which works out to be 67 miles per gallon. But in our cycle, it works out to be 52 miles per gallon. So there's a 22% drop in WLTP to EPA efficiency with this Prius. So what we're going to do is take the official numbers of what we have for the 19-inch wheel Prius Prime over in Japan, and that's 26 kilometers per liter, which works out in our cycle to be 47 miles per gallon or more. So when you're out of fully battery electric range, you'll be getting, with the 19-inch wheels, somewhere around 47, 48 miles per gallon. Now, if you get the smaller 17-inch wheels, this is where it gets crazy. The range goes through the roof, or should I say the miles per gallon goes through the roof at 55 miles per gallon here in the United States. I also put in the old Japanese cycle tested old 4th gen Prius Prime if you guys want to put that into perspective as well. So what are we talking about in terms of EV range here? Well, I did my best. It's still a bit of a mystery, but let's get into it. The old Prius Prime got 25 miles of EPA range, which was down 41% compared to the EV driving range on that old JC08 cycle. But with the 19-inch wheels on the new Prius Prime, we could be seeing 42 miles of range. The only thing we had previously going into this is that Toyota said at least 50% driving range compared to the old model. Well, they're blowing it out of the park here if this is the case. Well, it is the case for the Japanese numbers here. But if you keep with the 17-inch wheels on the Prius Prime, you get 105 kilometers of range, which equates to 50 miles of range on the EPA cycle. That is absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait for the official numbers, but 50 miles per gallon is possible. Toyota hasn't posted this anywhere, but Hans Greimel over at Automotive News has driven the Prius Prime, and he said the battery is now around 13 kilowatt hours. And with all the efficiencies they've built into this vehicle, we could be seeing definitely close to that 42 minimum to 50 miles of EV range maximum. I think the biggest thing people are going to notice with the Prius Prime is the immense amount of power. So we have 100 horsepower, essentially more than the outgoing model. And how much of it is electrified is actually amazing. So we're estimating 161 horsepower to the front wheels just from the electric motor. So when you're driving around in EV mode, you don't have to be a turtle stuck at 70 horsepower like we have on the current Prime. The horsepower more than doubles here to 161 horsepower. Now, this isn't official. Toyota hasn't posted this, but again, Hans Greimel drove this in Japan, and this is the numbers he's posting right here in the article. So if you want to read more about that, I'll go ahead and put that in the description. Also, there's a new regeneration boost mode, which is useful on mountain roads and in other situations that require regular switching between accelerating and braking. When set, this function provides stronger regen braking force than normal to deliver responsive driving performance while reducing the frequency of switching between the accelerator and brake pedals. Now, you also have the optional 1500 watt external power adapter here, which they say in a blackout can provide about 5 days of electricity. So, this would be an amazing vehicle down here. Well, not here in California, well, maybe here in California because you guys get blackouts and stuff, but definitely in hurricane season down in Florida, this thing could be your generator. We also have final details on the new solar roof here, and I did the math on it and it makes no sense whatsoever. So the cost of it is supposed to be somewhere around $2,000, $2,100 if you convert it straight from Japanese yen. But 1,250 kilometers works out to be about 605 miles of EPA range. And with the efficiency of this thing, you're only going to be saving maybe $25 to $30 a year. And you'd also have to leave your car out in the sun, which means you're going to have to work the AC harder. So it doesn't make any sense to get this solar roof if you're looking at the Prime, even if you live in South Florida. What about pricing? Well, it's a bit of a stretch, but we have enough numbers here to make some logic out of it. So if we look at the 2-liter hybrid models in Japan, they start at 3.2 million yen. Now, if you convert that straight to US dollars, it's a complete bargain for them over there. But the taxes, I don't know exactly how that works. Over here in the United States, it's $32,000 after destination for a similar G grade, which would be similar to our XLE grade. So there's about a 36 to 37% bump in price over the straight conversion. So if we look at the new price of the new Prius Prime, their Z grade, it's the only Z grade they have, is completely loaded. It will be similar to our XSE premium grade. It comes out to about $46,000. Now, we're going to have 3 different grades, right? Well, if we go to the Toyota builder and we look at the differences in pricing here for limited versus XLE versus LE, there's about 11% price difference between each grade. So what I did is I subtracted 11% from this price that we get here, 46, which gets us to about 41,000 for the XSE, and another 11% from there down to 36,000 for the SE. And looking at this, it's going to be hard to spend over $40,000 on this. There's no EV tax credit, and it's going to be interesting to see what the actual pricing is here in America, but I don't see over $40,000 being successful for this vehicle, to be honest. At that point, you could get a RAV4 Prime with all-wheel drive and more horsepower as well, more space, etc. All right, the volume here is very worrisome. The normal hybrid over in Japan, they're making $4,300 a month. The new Prime, they're only making $450 a month in Japan. And this is a complete 180 compared to what they were doing in 2018. In 2018, they were pumping out 2,500 plug-in Primes or plug-in hybrid Priuses per month for Japan. So the volume now is just 10% of what it is for the normal volume of hybrids, and it's just a fraction of what it was compared to the volume they're pumping out for the old Prime. So what does this spell for America? It's impossible to say. Europe is only getting the Prius Prime or the plug-in hybrid. They're not getting the normal hybrid. So I would assume the vast majority is going there. We'll get a good amount as well because the conversion rates are probably going to be pretty favorable for Toyota to bring it here in the States than keeping it over in Japan. They're selling it for about $33,000 over there, and I'm estimating that they'll sell it for about $45,000 over here for the top grade. So that's why I think the volume is so low here. They don't have enough batteries to just produce tons for each market. Europe is going to be number 1. USA will be number 2 in terms of priority probably, or at least really, really close. But the thing is, even if they don't sell as many cars compared to North America as they do in Europe, the EV requirements are so strict over there. That's why they're only selling it as a Prime. So it was a lot of numbers today. I'm just going to give you the rundown of what could be coming for the Prius Prime. Definitely stay tuned for the official EPA announcements for MPG and range and pricing and all that stuff. But let's do the rundown. The 19-inch wheel models will get up to 47 miles per gallon, and on the 17-inch wheels, possibly 55 miles per gallon. So just a hair under what we see with the current Prius models, non-plug-in hybrids. For EV range, we could be seeing a whopping 42 miles of EV range with the 19-inch wheels and up to 50 miles of range on the 17-inch wheels. This feels a little too good to be true, to be honest, But you know, the math doesn't lie. So we'll see when the time comes. And then for pricing, I'm expecting mid 40s for the top grade, and then hopefully mid to upper 30s for the base SE grade. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to be a tough sell over $40,000, like I mentioned before. And this will be the fastest Prius ever with 220 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the mid sixes, and a lot of that coming from the 160 horsepower electric motors up front. But I'm going to end it there, guys. I got to get ready to drive the RZ, do my homework, my research on it. I know most of everything about the car, but it's good to be well versed and well prepared when I give you guys that content. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. And what do you think on this list? Seems great? Seems unrealistic? How much would you put down for a new Prius Prime? Can't wait to see you below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and peace.